This teacher's April Fool's trick shocks the entire class. This clever teacher, always a step ahead, orchestrates the perfect trick with the help of two students. One student, camera in hand, stealthily films from the back of the class, capturing every moment. And just quickly, if you tap share more than stalker, you can see who stalks your profile. If no one comes up, then it means you haven't got any stalkers. Meanwhile, at the front of the classroom, another student in a blue top plays his part to perfection, pretending to be distracted and engrossed in his phone. As the scene unfolds, the teacher springs into action, setting the stage for the grand reveal. The class, unsuspecting and focused, suddenly finds themselves in the midst of a surprising turn of events.
Ahead with the phones!
For a moment, there's complete silence, the kind that fills a room with anticipation and curiosity. Then, breaking the tension with impeccable timing, the teacher delivers the punchline.
And consider that round 2 of April Fool.
This school lets you sleep and you won't believe why. Welcome to Agora, an innovative school in the Netherlands, where the concept of education takes a revolutionary turn. And just quickly, if you tap share more than stalker, you can see who stalks your profile. If no one comes up, then it means you haven't got any stalkers. At Agora, students are truly living what many would call a dream. The freedom to customize their own learning spaces is just the beginning. They get creative with their desks, turning them into personalized hubs of learning and creativity. This flexibility extends to technology as well, with students being free to use their phones and laptops whenever they wish. But the real game changer at Agora is the absence of the conventional structures that define most schools. There are no formal classes, no traditional tests, and no homework assignments. Instead, students are given the autonomy to choose what they want to study. This self-directed learning approach empowers them to explore their passions and interests deeply. The philosophy of Agora goes beyond academic learning. Students are encouraged to sleep and meditate, fostering an environment where mental health and well-being are prioritized. This 7-year-old girl runs from a creepy man. In a chilling incident in Salt Lake City, 7-year-old Emmy McArdle displayed remarkable presence of mind when faced with a potential threat. The young girl was sunbathing outside her home when a car, a late model green Ford Taurus, pulled up nearby. And just quickly, if you tap share more than block, you can see what people have blocked you. If it doesn't come up, then you're not blocked by anyone. The man inside the car greeted her and then posed a question that might seem innocent but was alarmingly sinister. He asked Emmy if she wanted a bicycle, a classic lure that could easily entrap a child. Emmy, however, instantly recognized the danger. Instinctively, she got up, yelled no, and ran inside to safety.
No.
Her response was a testament to the lessons she had learned about stranger danger, particularly from people she described as tricky. In an interview, Emmy revealed her thoughts at that moment, saying she didn't want to go with the man because he looked like a tricky person and she didn't know him.
No.
The bucket prank trend just turned deadly. A seemingly harmless trend took a tragic turn, transforming what started as a playful prank into a fatal incident. And just quickly, if you tap share more than stalker, you can see who stalks your profile. If no one comes up, then it means you haven't got any stalkers. The trend, which gained popularity through videos showing pranksters placing buckets over unsuspecting people's heads, escalated in a Target store in California. Typically, these pranks are more bewildering than harmful. The prankster places a bucket over someone's head, then puts another on their own, mimicking confusion about the situation. In some variations, the prankster simply runs away, leaving the victim disoriented but unharmed. However, in this tragic case, the prank had unforeseen consequences. The target of the prank, a woman named Lana, reacted with such fright that she collapsed. In the process of falling, she hit her head with such force that it resulted in severe injury. The incident swiftly escalated from a moment of confusion and fear to a life-threatening situation. Lana was immediately rushed to the hospital for emergency care. Meanwhile, authorities turned to the store's CCTV footage to piece together the events and identify those responsible for the prank. This ambulance was in the right place at the right time. In an incredible stroke of luck and timing, a cyclist's unfortunate accident turned into a story of almost miraculous rescue, thanks to the timely presence of an ambulance. Quickly, if you see a green eye app, after pressing share then more, it means your phone can listen to what you say, so just check. Surveillance footage from an intersection captures this heart-stopping moment. As the traffic lights turn red, the cyclist begins to cross the intersection. In a sudden, unforeseen turn of events, he loses balance and falls. An accident that leaves him almost unconscious and vulnerable in the middle of the road. In situations like this, every second counts, and the danger of not receiving immediate medical attention can have serious consequences. But in what can only be described as a remarkable coincidence, an ambulance happens to be right behind him at that very moment. The medical team's proximity to the accident enables them to respond instantaneously, possibly one of the quickest emergency responses ever recorded. The footage is a testament not only to the unpredictability of accidents, but also to the crucial role of emergency services in public safety. These cops flip a coin to decide if they'll arrest her.
A head or tail. Why would you find out?
In a startling incident that raises serious questions about police conduct, two officers used a coin flip to decide the fate of a woman they pulled over for speeding. The woman, already stressed and apologetic about being late for work, found herself in an even more distressing situation. After stopping her, one of the officers returned to the patrol car and discussed the situation with her colleague in an unusual and highly inappropriate decision-making process. And just quickly, if you tap share more than stalker, you can see who stalks your profile. If no one comes up, then it means you haven't got any stalkers. They used a coin flipping app to determine whether the woman would be arrested or let go. The agreement was that heads would lead to an arrest, while tails would result in her release. In a twist of irony, the coin landed on tails, which should have led to the woman being released.
This is tail, right? Yeah, so really.
However, in a baffling move that defied their own agreement, the officers proceeded to arrest her. The woman's confusion and distress were evident as she was taken into custody, crying and unable to comprehend why she was being arrested despite the coin flip's result. The video of this incident later went viral, sparking widespread outrage and disbelief. The conduct of the officers was not only unprofessional, but also a clear violation of the ethical standards expected in law enforcement. As a result of the public outcry and the seriousness of their misconduct, both officers were required to hand in their badges and were subjected to an investigation. Is it actually dangerous to tickle a stingray? Tickling a stingray, as depicted in a viral video where a man appears to make a stingray laugh, might seem like a harmless and amusing interaction. However, experts caution against such actions for several reasons. And just quickly, check if you've got any free TikTok tokens to claim. Tap share copy then more and you'll see if you have any. Primarily concerning the safety and well-being of the animal. Stingrays, like many aquatic creatures, are not accustomed to being handled by humans, especially in ways that are unnatural to them, such as tickling. These animals are adapted to life in water, where they have evolved specific behaviors and responses to their environment. Interactions like tickling can be stressful and potentially harmful to stingrays. They may not have the same sensory responses as mammals, and what appears as laughter or enjoyment is likely a misinterpretation of their natural reaction to an unusual stimulus. Furthermore, stingrays have defense mechanisms, including the well-known sting in their tail, which they use when they feel threatened or stressed. Attempting to tickle or otherwise interact closely with a stingray can provoke this defensive response, posing a risk of injury to the person involved. From an ethical standpoint, respecting wildlife and maintaining a safe distance is crucial for the conservation and well-being of these animals.